everyone, welcome back to the Integrity Botanicals YouTube channel. Today I'm doing another review and swatch video. Not eyeshadow related, I think I have done my fair share of that for quite some time, but if you want to check that out, I swatched all the Alima Pure Shadows loose, pressed, and otherwise in the description box down below so you guys could check it out. But today we're still focused on eyes, but we're talking eyeliners, and this is going to be the Ere Perez Jojoba eye pencils. These I've used in tutorials here and there, mentioned them to you guys, but I've never done a full-on sit-down review, tell you about them, things of that nature, and you know I just love doing that with products I'm into. So there are 8 gorgeous shades. They're $21 a piece. Definitely a little bit up there, but with my favorites like Antonym, things like that, that's right in that sort of ballpark, and I wear my eyeliners out. I get full money's worth out of these babies, and I have continued to repurchase them. What I really like about these is that jojoba is an oil, obviously, and jojoba helps stimulate any sort of lash growth, and my #1 place I put eyeliners like right here. So longer, healthier lashes, I am here for that through and through. I have really long eyelashes, so it's not relatively full, so I don't really notice it the way someone who is lacking in that department would, but it's definitely not hurting, so that I am definitely here for. What I also like about jojoba is prior to its setting, it's really easy to sort of move around, and that's sort of the look that I often go for with eyeliners personally. Though with natural liners, I have not found one that lasts in the waterline all day, just bulletproof, but these are really easy to apply. The color comes off very, very easily, which I think is great, and you don't have to work too hard to build it up, which is something that I enjoy. And not only that, this range comes in some really, really interesting different colors that are not as popular on the market or that you don't see as frequently. So I'm really excited that they're on the website, and I'm very excited to share them with you. So let's just jump right into these 8 shades. I'm swatching them, I'm discussing them, and let's get into it. All right, so per usual, we're going sort of light to dark. I'm no expert on the matter, but that's how I try to do things around here. So, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm ready to bypass the packaging. Packaging very quickly looks like this. Same as their lip liners. It's this white pencil, has the shade name on there, and then the tip of it has the color that's inside, and it is pretty true to how it looks on the inside, so I really dig that. Then it's just a little basic sharpenable by, it's a wooden pencil, so if you have the Antonym pencil already, you can use that, or any sharpener you have lying around. We do have some options on the website that I'll link down below for you as well. Very standard, easy, basic. I like wooden pencils as opposed to retractable, and that's typically what you find in Green Beauty regardless. So the first shade I'm going to share with you guys today is Gold. Gold, you might not really be able to notice it, but it is in my waterline today, and it helps keep that sort of bright look without closing up the eyes. This Gold is not terribly bright though. It does have a little bit more of a antique deep shade to it, so this is a good one you can use as an eyeshadow base. That's also something that these are used for because they are creams, or like I said, if you want to leave the eyes a little bit open but it's going to give it a little something something, this is a good shade to do that with. I've used it in the inner corner before. I've used it a multitude of ways. Definitely one of my more reached for shades. I do wish they had one brighter because I really like that sort of look in the waterline, but this will do for now. Next up is the shade Clay. Clay is probably my most worn shade. Clay is really interesting. It's a brown shade, and it's a mid-tone, but it's super, super warm. So if you have brown eyes, green eyes, and you want something to really enhance the eyes, and it will look like eyeliner, of course. It is a relatively deep shade, but it's not black. It's not going to close them quite as much as something like a black or a dark brown would. And not only that, it's going to really accentuate your eye color because of the warmth for it. So I like putting it in the waterline. I like doing it across the top as well for a more natural makeup look, but this one is really extra special. That warm tone can do a lot for bringing out your features, and that's sort of what eyeliner is all about, no? Next up, we have the shade Bronze, and Bronze is a really beautiful shade because it is a deep brown with a little bit of sheen to it, so it's not flat. It's going to give a little something something while still adding that definition. So if you want something a little bit more wearable, you know, whatever that means, than a deep, dark, heavy brown. This one's also not that dark. It's a good neutral tone, not as warm as clay, as you guys will see. And this is another one that's really beautiful. This one is probably my most worn for the top of the lash line, and I especially like this one. I just have one shade all over the lid, and you can add this, and like I said, it's a little bit more subtle and catches the light just a little bit more. A really, really beautiful true bronze shade. Then we have the shade Earth, and Earth is just a classic deep dark brown. Earth is what I have smudged into the root of my lash today. I did it both top and bottom, and then I put that gold there so it allows for the eyes to really, you know, pop. Because today I just have the Fit Glow Sunny Days bronzer, and then I have a little bit of the 100% pure rose gold palette here, and that is my eye look done. But it's a really beautiful, nice, rich shade. I've done a brown liner comparison before. I'll link that below as well, so you could see if you prefer this to like an antonym pencil or something like that. They are similar, but there is a slight difference, but regardless, really pretty shade. This one is, and you know, just a good staple in the collection. If you're an Ere Perez mega fan, you gotta have that one in the vault. So next up, another fun shade. This is the shade Copper, and it's not that traditional sort of rose gold penny color that you're used to. This one is a more deep reddened violet shade, but this has like so much dimension to it. It's so beautiful. Another one that you could definitely use as an eye base. It would be really beautiful for that. However, it's still a nice rich color, like a gem tone, that you could still definitely line the eyes with and bring everything forward. This would look really pretty if you're doing a more colorful smoky eye. Hint Beauty Rosy Velvet's one of my favorite red shades. Sappho, Monica, no. I forget what the orange shade is called, but I love that one. And those are all sort of complementary. And this would be something very fun to use instead of your typical traditional brown eyeliner, which I love. Then we have the shade Stone, and Stone, not my most reach for shade as you can imagine, because it is a more charcoal yet silvery sort of shade. So again, if you're doing a cool tone smoky eye, this would be great for that. A little bit softer in the waterline as well if you're someone who prefers grays, browns to a harsh black. This would be a great one for that, but this one is really interesting because of that slight reflect that it does have. Then we have the shade Forest. Forest is another one of our more colorful options. Forest is a nice dark green shade. And what's so great about this is, like a lot of them, which I think is great when they do this with eyeliners, it's still dark, still going to line the eyes in a way that is effective, but you could still definitely tell that it's green. So if you're doing a green look, this is fun. If you're doing a look with some color, this could be fun as well because it's still going to give you that sultry sort of look, but it's a little bit more interesting, and this will definitely pick up in the light. If you're a makeup lover as well, these little things I think become especially apparent, but Forest is a really unique shade. Never seen something like it on the market. Beautiful, true forest green. Then finally, of course, we gotta have our traditional black, and this is just a good, deep, dark black shade. It's just called that. Still very rich, not as rich as the antonym, but very, very close. And since these do have the jojoba in it, I love smudging them with some shadow. You know, I just did a tutorial with that pulled out wing look. You could do that with any of these pencils and a corresponding eyeshadow. That could be a lot of fun as well. And you just have a lot of cool color option in here, which I dig, or some classics if this is your favorite pencil formulation. Like I already said, these are not like all day wear. They don't set quite as firmly as some other eyeliners I have used, but they do still last for sure. However, you could always throw them in the bag. I'm just kind of smudging these for you. You can see they move a little bit, not all over the place. They're not waxy at all. They're really quite creamy, but not too creamy where you lose control of them and they go all over the place. It's a good classic formula. Lots of fun shades. That's definitely the standout in this particular line here. And I'm just a big fan of them. I use them really, really regularly. If you guys would like to see the Sesame lip liner swatch, they do also have some really beautiful shades in that formula as well. Please do let me know and I will bring that to you. But if you're really excited about the eyeliners, you could shop them right here, right now in that description box down below. I will of course include swatches like I always do. Our social media is down there below as well. And I have mentioned quite a few videos here, brown liner comparison and amongst other things that I will link down below for your viewing pleasure. Go ahead, binge watch. I support you. But thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Keep up with us on all of our social in the meantime, and I will catch you in my next one. Bye!